So it's been about a year since I first purchased my 1995 Mazda Miata, and I figured it's about time to do a little update. So I'll start from the front, work my way back, tell you what's changed right before its first track day of the season tomorrow. So starting in the engine bay, the whole goal here was to reduce clutter and save some weight where possible. So first thing I could do, took out that air box, install the cone, get a little more air into the engine, and the whine that comes with it is kind of cool. Next thing, took out the AC. Didn't work anyway, and that's 20 pounds plus saved, so why not? And then I removed the charcoal canister, which just removes clutter a little bit, makes it easier to access things. So like when I replaced the starter motor, that was much easier to access. What else? Changed the oil several times. Upgraded to 20W50 simply because it's an older engine now and need a little bit of thicker oil. Replaced the plugs and wires. Those are all new. And that about rounds up what's going on in the engine bay. So I'm going to drop this down and we can work. So working our way back, next most obvious thing you notice is this horribly done Plasti Dipped Hood. The clear coat, as you can see here, was coming off, and on the hood it was particularly bad, and so I just sanded it down and did one or two coats of Plasti Dip just to change up the look a bit, and it matches very well with the wheels, which I cleaned up and then Plasti Dipped those flat black, and I think the result is nice. You know, the goal with this car was never for it to look good, but little touches here and there never hurt. So I did the wheels and I really liked them, and wrapped over those wheels are new Jereza ES 101 Dunlop tires, and that stickiness compared to whatever the heck those no-name brands, some winter, some just all-season tires were, all with different tread patterns and different wear levels. Replace those and it's made quite a difference in changing direction. Moving back, I installed the Hardcore Hard Dog M1 roll bar, and it's a good thickness. It's actually, because it's, you know, drilled right into the car, it's added a bit of rigidity, which is cool. And I mean, if you're driving on the track in one of these, you need that safety. So that's there. Only other interior things, the wheel, the steering wheel, the top of it was just falling apart. So instead of my first go at it with duct tape, I decided to go with tennis racket overgrip, and it's actually worked out really well. Nice and grippy, and when they wear out, it's about $3 for a new overgrip. So I'm actually really pleased. One of my favorite modifications that came about from that. Things that are harder to see that I will just describe. I've got new rotors, new steel rotors at all four corners, and new pads from Carbotech Racing. So the stopping power is really good. The car is already pretty light, but now it stops on a dime. So really pleased with that. What else we got going on here? So the VMAX classic coilovers are installed at all four corners, and it was just a really tired old stock suspension. So installing that has dramatically improved how it handles. Very, very pleased with that. And what came with the Flying Miata kit was also front and rear sway bars. And if you've ever looked at the stock sway bars on an NA Miata, they are a joke. So taking off those pencil thickness sway bars was really pleasing, and the new ones are nice and thick, and body roll has been taken out quite a bit, and I set them at the middle settings, so there's not a whole lot of slidiness out of the back, and overall it just handles much better. Other things to mention, I'm just going to show you the trunk real quick because saving all the weight I could and reducing clutter was my goal. So I've got a few items in here for tomorrow's track day, but You can see I took out the donut, removed all the carpeting, really anything I could do to save some space, save some clutter, and it's not much, but saving a little bit of weight. So did that as well. And the only real performance modification, I mean besides the air cone, which is giving me, of course, 50 extra horsepower, is I installed the test pipe for the racing season. Took out the carb, or sorry, not the carb, the cat, and test pipe is given a little more power, a little more guts, and when the racing season's over, I can just install the cat right back on. So the verdict on the car at this point, as I said, stops amazingly well, weighs a tiny bit less, just maybe a total of 40 pounds taken out of the car, but it does make a difference. Handles amazingly well thanks to the VMAX coilovers and the rubber, and a tiny bit more power thanks to the test pipe. So really, really pleased. It's going to be a fun season, and stay tuned for more updates.